You're watching Wheels24 Live. The holiday season is almost upon us, with many South Africans about to embark on long road trips to the coast and so on. But is safety a priority for you, and have you made the necessary checks on your vehicle? Well, Eugene Herbert from Master Drive joins us again, and he's going to run through some of the necessary checks that need to be made on your vehicle. Eugene, thank you very much for joining us again. What are some of the things that people tend to neglect about their car before they embark on a long journey?
Nick, if I can put it into perspective, it's not about what you don't do, it's what you should do, but there's some things also that we'd like to encourage drivers not to do while they're embarking on what is really a good fun time. What we want to sort of compartmentalize it, there's the vehicle check that we should do to make sure that the vehicle can take us from destination A to destination B. We want to ensure that the drive itself is safe, and then how we keep the occupants safe, in particular young ones. And if we can do those three things, we guarantee that you will arrive safely and enjoy your holiday and have the right mindset to return home afterwards.
Okay, well, while we're standing in the front of this vehicle, should we start with the engine?
Okay.
And just run us through some of the things that are vital to check in this engine compartment.
What I need to point out, and I'm just going to hold the bonnet here, this is not necessarily typical of all cars that we see on the road. This Peugeot that we're looking at, there's nothing really that you can check other than highlighted in yellow, obviously, is the key points that you need to ensure is okay, and that's the oil. But if this were an older car, possibly ensure that your oil levels are correct. Windscreen washer, because inevitably you're going to be driving behind a truck or something that's going to throw up some dirt, and then you put the washers on and you'll end up with a smudged screen. So ensure that your water level is topped up. Most water systems are sealed, so don't go into the garage and say to the guy, check my water and oil, because he's probably going to create a problem. Do that at the right time through the right service center. Batteries are pretty much sealed, but if before you go in on a journey your battery fails you for some reason or other, don't take a chance on a long trip, rather replace it. It could mean the difference between overnighting in the bush or arriving at your destination safely. And other than checking those basic things, the rest has to do with the rest of the vehicle that makes contact with the road, and we can move on to that afterwards.
Eugene, can you take us through some of the exterior checks now, the wheels, etc.?
Great question, Nick. What I'd like to do is just picture the scene, not only for when you depart on holiday, but when you're filling up with fuel. So what we want you to do is take the long walk around, what we call it. And what you're going to do now is just go to the opposite side of the vehicle. On my approach to the vehicle, I will have checked underneath to ensure that there's no hazards. I do a quick walk around, 10-15 seconds. That enables me to check my tires are okay, the license disc is valid so that I don't get pulled over, the left rear tire is suited, windscreen washer for the back is working, the right rear, and then of course the front tire is in good position. After which, a good precautionary measure is to check that you have a spare wheel, that it is in place, and that it is correctly inflated.
Right, Eugene, inside the car, the interior, what are some of the ABCs?
Well, firstly, let me just switch on the dash so that you'll notice on the dash that there are a couple of lights. Now, these are all warning indicators. With modern vehicles today, if the light stays on, for example, the ABS won't work. So there's a good indicator that all the lights are gone off. The only things that are remaining there is the seatbelt light, which I want you to put your seatbelt on.
Right.
And then, of course, there's the park indicator. One of the most important things about the pre-trip inspection is to ensure that you've got a comfortable seating position. You'll notice my arms are comfortable, they're in a nice position, a 9 and 3 or 10 and 2, and that will enable me to have maximum control over the vehicle, so that when we engage on the road, we have maximum view with all the mirrors adjusted correctly, and we can also keep sight of baby on the back seat.
Eugene, I know with long distance driving, a lot of people complain about getting sore backs, sore necks. How do you prevent those sort of ailments?
Excellent question, Nick. Many drivers suffer not only as a result of sore back and limbs, but fatigue. So what we suggest is that they ensure that they're in the correct ergonomic position. So with the seat adjusted correctly, the squab adjusted correctly for the back, and then with the arms in a position where there's no undue strain on the elbows. By doing that, combining with regular rest stops, which is every 2 hours or every 200 kilometers, they will ensure that they can reach their destination feeling comfortable and invigorated. There are 5 cardinal rules. The first of which is obey the rules of the road, don't drink and drive, don't use your cell phone inappropriately, be well rested, and then of course ensure that you keep an adequate following distance. That will ensure you get to your destination safely.